Good afternoon, Chris.
Hi, Jamie.
Look, you leave without any points today, but the performance from the side, the fight they put in, you're right until in the match, right until the very end. You must be proud.
Yeah, no, pat on the back for a defeat, but I think there's a manner and a body language and identity, and I think we're showing that. You know, it's been obviously a stop-start season for us, and obviously from a points total, and it's a situation that we really disappointed about. But I've seen over the last sort of 2 or 3 weeks, just a little bit of a change in us, and getting back our identity a little. Obviously, in there was two cup victories that we would take and expected to win. But I think in the position that we were, I don't think anybody would have been surprised if it had been dumped out the cup. 2 league wins in there, 2 tight games, or decent games from our point of view in terms of the Spurs game and today, not one-way traffic or getting beat, 4 or 5. So something to build on, and I think the manager of Man City said before that he's looking at a team that's alive, and I believe we are alive, and got plenty left in us.
Andy Hinchcliffe made a point in the commentary that you would struggle to say what formation Manchester City play. It just seems like 10 outfield players moving everywhere all the time. It must make life so difficult when you're trying to play them. They're some side. Yeah,
they're an incredible side, and even though there's been criticism before, obviously their winning run has begun. I don't think anybody in football would have criticised what they're about. And the manager, they're an incredible side, tactically brilliant, fluent players, and like you said, pop up in all weird and wonderful places. And that's what we said to our players today. I can't put a video analysis on and he finds himself there and he finds himself there, and this is what happens. You have to deal with it. It's a moving game, and they certainly test you and move you around, even though incredibly disappointed in the goal that we conceded. I think sometimes there's a manner that you can accept. If somebody whacks one in the top corner, it's a brilliant bit of movement or a fabulous ball. But the goal, from our point of view, was a poor one. But there's a long way to go there, Jamie. And after 7.5, 8 minutes against Man City in the form that they're in and what they're doing to better players, better teams, and better managers than me and our players and our football club. They really can take you to the cleaners, and I'm delighted that they didn't, and we stuck in the game and gave ourselves a tiny opportunity in the back end of the game of trying getting something from it, and unfortunately didn't find that moment. But wish Pep and his team all the best, and I'm looking forward to not playing them again this season.
Just one final one from me, Chris. I'm sure, like all managers, you'll be delighted when it's finally 11 o'clock on Monday night. But you say you're still fighting in this league. Do you need to bring in some players before 11 o'clock on Monday night?
Yeah, I'm not so sure anything will happen at our football club between now and now Monday night. So the players that I've got will work with, and as I said, there's just been a little change. It's an incredible challenge in front of us, Jamie. Still, not saying just because we've had a couple of decent weeks and a few wins that all of a sudden that we're going to race through the next 17, 18 games and pick up wins left, right, and centre. But I think we'll give ourselves an opportunity to do that and make it as uncomfortable as possible as for teams above us, and that's all we can do with the group of players that we've got.
Thanks very much, Chris. Best of luck.
Cheers, Jamie. Thank you.
Adam.
Thanks, Kev. Chris, Pep just described the organisation today of your team as outstanding. Was that something that you concur with, the element of your performance?
It has to be. It has to be to give yourself an opportunity in this division. You've got to be spot on in terms of your organisation and your shape of your team. I think people understand, Adam, that I can't come here and open up maybe like we have done in the Championship or League One. This is Manchester City. This is one of Europe's top sides against arguably the best manager in world football. So you get punished if you open up too much. So I thought the balance was good. The goal was disappointing. It was always going to be a long afternoon from then on, but we stuck at it. You could hear the players say, stay in the game, stay in the game. You could hear myself saying we need to take a little bit more of a pass when we had to, which I think we did second half, and allow us a little bit of possession. But it was always going to be the game that I expected it to be and what was seen. And then at the death in the last 15 minutes, we open up and see if we can get some from the game. But just a bit disappointed that we didn't. But our season is not going to be defined on what's happened today. It's going to be defined on the next 17, 18 games, Adam. And I really believe that we can get some out of those games that will make it competitive and then make it interesting.
Positive changes as ever, Chris, when some may have just accepted the 1-0. Did you think when John Fleck hit that one, it was in?
Yeah, I think everybody behind me and even the players on the pitch did. As I said, we have to have a plan, and the timing of that plan was key. And we got up the pitch a little bit more. I mean, it's daft really, isn't it? Because we have a little bit more ball, but Aaron Ramsdale makes 2 brilliant saves to keep us in it. So you understand that. So if you, as I said to the players at half time, if it's last 10 minutes and we get done 2 or 3, but we get done having a go in that period, then we can accept that. We can't get blown away after 45, 50 minutes, which Manchester City certainly can do that. They've done it, as I said, to better teams than us. 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, and then you've got no chance. And we gave ourselves a chance, and I'm pleased about that.
You mentioned, Aaron, with the 3 saves in the second half. There's nothing he could do about the goal, but it's another good performance from him, and they were key, those saves in the second half.
I'm going to be consistent about this. Instant, and it's the world we live in, isn't it? So it's instant sort of judgment on players, and instant judgment on teams. Quite easy. What is it? The easy ones. Oh, I lost the change room. The change room's gone. People playing for themselves. They're not trying. Poor signings. He's not doing this. He's not doing that. I understand that. It's part and parcel of it. The season is the position that we're in, Adam, is not just because of 1 or 2 young players. It's because of a collective that stuff that we can control that we've not done well enough, and stuff that we can't control, which obviously we can't do anything about. So, Aaron is a big boy. He understands what football's all about. He understands the Premier League as we all do now. I'm delighted that he's made those saves, and he's a young keeper, and it's been tough for him, but he'll be okay.
Ollie McBurney back today. A real boost for your forward options. Yeah,
big boost. Big boost to get him back on the pitch, so he'll be available for Tuesday night. He's been a big player for us over the season and a half, and hopefully he can have a big impact on the second part of the season.
And the performance level today after the victory at Old Trafford in the week, it keeps that confidence high, doesn't it, ahead of a crucial game against West Brom?
Well, the main thing that about it today was, I can't affect how Man City are going to play, and they're fabulous players and brilliant players and fabulous manager. I can't affect that. I can try and influence the way we play, but I've said all along, it's our attitude now. That's all I'm looking at. Our attitude, our body language, what we do between now and Burnley at home, whenever that is, right up to the 93rd, 4th, 5th minute. That's all I'm looking at, and all I'm bothered about. And yet again, that attitude was good. I think people are realistic. They understand the challenge that we've had this week, going to Old Trafford on Wednesday against a team at the top of the division who have had a brilliant run, and then coming here that Man City on Saturday afternoon. I would imagine that people would have thought aggregate double figures, two home wins, double figures, and swatted us away comfortably. And for me, that hasn't been the case. So I'll take small wins. As I said, it's not a pat on the back for getting beat. And we're singing and dancing on the way back home back over to Sheffield. But I think sometimes there's a manner of how you go about it, and the manner that what we've shown this week is really encouraging for me, and the players in that change room, that we can get something out of our season. And I'm quite excited and looking forward to the games coming up, and hopefully we can show that in performances and results.
Thanks, Chris. Best wishes.
Cheers, Adam.
Simon Stone.
Sorry, Chris, just one more. Do you build Tuesday up or try and play it down with the players?
They know the importance of every game now, so it's they open their eyes to everything that's on TV. They hear the noises. They know what the league table is. They know the position that we're in. They understand that, so it's not worth me trying to take anything off of them. They know they have to play well in the Premier League at any time to win a game of football, and to beat a team in an amount around us is going to be a difficult task, but we'll prepare and give it a go.
Thank you.
Cheers.
A little bit for Mondays, Stu Rayner.
Chris, was it important with Tuesday in mind that whatever Man City did, you were able to take a positive mindset into Tuesday's game?
Definitely, we had to build on the midweek win, and as I've said, and feel like out of respect, repeating myself, it was important that we got some out of the game, whatever we got out of the game, whether ideally would have been a result, but some a little bit more, which I felt we did, and the players, people will look at it and go league position and whatever, and we can't get away from the fact it hasn't been good enough, and it is what it is. But that the feeling in that changing room at the moment is a good one, and possibly the best it has been all season. And that's not being negative in terms of anything that's happened. It's not been a broken changing room, but it's got a real good feel to it at the moment. And I think everybody's looking forward to the challenge of what the next 16 or 17 games brings.
And in terms of the feeling, has it changed since that first FA Cup win, do you think?
I think it's been a positive change room right the way through. You wouldn't have got the performances and the the manner of the defeats if you have a broken changing room. I go along with that. We'd have been 4s and 5s week in and week out, and maybe 2s or 3s, but it hasn't, and you know that. But a win there's no downside to winning a game of football. There's no downside to winning that first league game. Obviously, it took a long time to do, and we all know it should have been done a lot earlier than what it was. And I keep saying I thought the performance at Tottenham wasn't horrific, and it was okay. And then bang, we get a win against Plymouth. We get a fabulous win at Old Trafford, and a performance today out of it. So small wins, but now obviously it is game on for us if we want to achieve something out of this season. It's game on, and we have to bring good performances and big results now, and take big moments, and that has got to be the challenge from now on in.
Thanks, Chris.
Finally,
cheers.
Nath Emmingham.
Chris, there's been times this season where United have maybe been a little bit guilty of being a little bit naive at times with their play, but in the last couple of games against Man City and Man United, I thought there have been times there where you've been really cute, really clever, you've built some really good attacks, particularly here today, having the bravery to play out from the back in really tight spaces, and that must have sort of really pleased you in the last couple of weeks, that level of confidence on the ball. Yeah,
you've got to have balls to play in this division, and you've got to have that to try and beat their press, because they're good at everything. If you whack it long, they pick. You've seen the team today. They've changed both centre halves. They put the two. One change, one centre half. John Stones didn't play, but they put Fernandinho in there as well. They changed the side, which obviously they can do, but they can deal with you going direct. They can deal with you. They press you well. sit off. They feel they're world-class players and world-class manager that's coaching them. So, you know, you have to at times have the bravery to try and play as well, which we did more second half, and give ourselves an opportunity getting up the pitch and having a little bit of possession and trying to stay in the game as well, to allow us to get some out of it from the end.
You said earlier about attitude. Is that the message now for the rest of the season? Forget looking at what you've got to do and how big it is and all this and that. It's just focusing on that identity, making sure those levels are correct, and just seeing what you can do in that second half of the season.
Yeah, 100%. I've never had an issue with the attitude of the players. I won't. It comes over everything. But there's certainly been, you know, a massive damage to sort of belief and confidence when you come out the wrong end of tight games and not taking the points that you think that your performances have deserved, and even opinions of other managers here included, scratching his head. He's saying to me that the position that we're in, but we have to accept that. But I don't want us to go out the back door. You know, there's been a lot said about my team, a lot of criticism about my team, but I don't want us to go out the back door. I don't want us to be looked at as a team that just turned it in. And, you know, you're not seeing that. You've not seen it all season. You've certainly not seen it over the last 2 weeks. You know, you come to Man City and you go goal down after 7 minutes. This is an incredibly tough place to get something, especially when you go a goal down to the team that's raised their game over the last 2 months to the position that they are in and the games that they've won. And it was a tough ask, even if they weren't playing as well as people had thought they weren't playing. And the banging form, and we made it tight and uncomfortable for them. And we've got to make it uncomfortable for the teams above us, the teams that we're playing against now, teams above us in terms of the league position, and the teams that we're playing against. And I think we're going to be a really competitive side for the second part of the season, and I can see us winning games. Obviously, I can't answer the question of how many games that we're going to win, but I can see us winning games, Nath, and I think the players believe that. Cheers.
Thanks all.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.